Hey guide, welcome back. If you think the AR-15 is the end-all, be-all of rifles, well, you might be looking through a pretty narrow scope. Don't get us wrong, it's a solid platform, but it ain't the only workhorse on the range, and in some cases, it's far from the best. Today, we're digging into rifles that give the AR-15 a serious run for its money, and in some cases, outshine it altogether. Whether it's durability, reliability, or raw performance, these contenders bring something extra to the table. So saddle up, lock in, and let's take a look at the rifles that outgun the AR-15 when it really counts. You might just find your next upgrade. IWI Galil ACE. Feeling a little worn out with the same old AR setup? Well, it might be time to take a hard look at the IWI Galil ACE, a tough, no-nonsense rifle that gives the AR a serious run for its money. It's available in multiple calibers like 5.56 NATO, 7.62 by 39 mm, and even 7.62 by 51, so you can pick what suits your needs best, whether you're hunting, plinking, or prepping. The ACE ships with an M-Locate handguard, which means you've got plenty of rail space to slap on lights, lasers, grips, whatever you want. And the full-length Picatinny rail up top means you're not stuck with iron S. You can mount optics as far as the eye can see. Wish your rifle stock could adjust to you instead of the other way around? The folding stock on the Galil ACE is fully adjustable and folds down flat when you need to stash it in a truck, backpack, or tight spot. That's a big leg up on most AR platforms, which don't fold without special gear. The stock's got 6 different length positions, so you can dial in your pull just right. And if you've ever struggled to get proper eye relief behind a scope, you'll appreciate the optional cheek riser. It adds height and comfort to help you get lined up without craning your neck. Now, the AR-15 is plenty durable, but the Galil ACE kicks it up a notch. That milled steel receiver gives it the kind of strength you'd want in extreme conditions, whether you're busting through snowbanks in Alaska or dragging it through the sagebrush in Wyoming. Sure, the ACE ain't cheap, not by a long shot, but if you're willing to pay for rock-solid build quality, comfort, and reliability in rough weather, then the Galil ACE earns its place as one of the best alternatives to an AR-15 out there. Ruger Mini 14. Tired of the same old AR-15? The Ruger Mini 14 might just be your next favorite rifle. Think of it like a compact, no-nonsense version of the classic M14. It runs on a short-stroke, fixed-piston gas system, which stays cleaner and runs smoother than the direct impingement setup most ARs use. Looking to mount a scope? The Mini 14's got integral scope mounts built right into the receiver. No need for extra tools or rail adapters, and it comes standard with fixed iron seats, ready to go when speed matters most. What folks really love about the Mini 14 is its classic, clean design. It don't scream military like the AR with all its rails and tactical gadgets. If you want a rifle that looks sharp without raising eyebrows at the range, the Mini 14 fits the bill. It's also built to last. The key parts like the bolt and receiver are made of solid steel, not aluminum. That means it can take a beating and keep on ticking. Compared to the AR's aluminum setup, the Mini 14's just tougher all around when it comes to long-term wear. And get this, it's got a folding stock option. That makes it a breeze to store in tight space or haul around in a truck. Sure, ARs give you adjustable stocks, but they don't fold down flat like this one. So, if you're looking for a reliable, easy-to-use rifle with a classic look and rugged build, the Ruger Mini 14 is worth a hard look. Might just be the better pick for folks who don't care for all the flash, but want all the function. Steyr AUG A3. If you're looking to step away from that AR-15 and try something a little more SPACE, age but still tough as rawhide, then let's sit a spell and talk about the Steyr AUG A3, a bullpup rifle that's been making a name for itself since way back. Now don't let that short frame fool you none. This little beast crams in a full 16-inch barrel inside a total length of just 27 inches. That means you're getting all the power and accuracy of a full-length rifle, but in a setup small enough to swing through tight corners, inside a pickup, or through thick lodgepole brush without snagging on every doggone thing. Back in the day, the older models like the A1 and A2 came with a catch. They'd only take Steyer's own magazines. Bit of a hassle, but this here, A3? It runs just fine on standard AR-15 mags. So if you've already got a pile sitting in your gear locker, you're in business. And if not, well, they're cheaper than a tank of gas and just as common. One feature that really puts this rifle in a class of its own is the quick change barrel setup. You feel like switching from a short carbine-style rig to something with a bit more reach? Pop the barrel out, no tools, no fuss, just twist and go. It's a slick system, and once you've used it, you won't want to go back. Under the hood, it's running a short-stroke gas piston system, not that direct impingement setup you get with most ARs. That means cleaner operation, lower heat, and a whole lot less gumming up the works when you're sending rounds downrange all day. And with an adjustable gas system, you can tune it to whatever setup you're using, even throw a suppressor on there without worrying about gas blowback or burning your eyebrows off. You're in control, plain and simple. So what you're looking at with the Steyr AUG A3 is a rifle that offers compact strength, quick tool-free barrel swaps, smooth operation, and mag compatibility, all wrapped up in one mighty sharp shooting rig that's as different as it is dependable. It might look like it came from outer space, but when you're out in the wilds or setting up for a home defense plan, it works like a ranch hand who never complains and always shows up. This ain't just some flashy conversation piece, it's a get-it-done rifle with grit. HK Want to break away from the AR-15 crowd? Try the HK SL8, a precision rifle that offers a modern, refined alternative with a number of standout features. It operates on a short-stroke gas piston system, which runs cleaner and more reliably than the direct impingement system used in most AR-15s. That means fewer carbon deposits, less maintenance, and more consistent performance, especially during extended shooting sessions. One of its most impressive features is the cold hammer forged barrel, DSI to deliver tight groupings and excellent long-distance accuracy. Combined with a chrome-lined interior, the barrel resists corrosion and wear, providing long-term durability through thousands of rounds. The SL8 includes a full-length top rail, allowing you to mount your favorite optics without the need for additional adapters. Out of the box, the rifle uses a 10-round magazine, making it compliant with stricter state regulations. However, 20 and 30-round magazines are available for those in more gun-friendly regions, giving you flexibility based on where you live. What really sets the SL8 apart from a standard AR-15 is its ergonomics. It comes equipped with an adjustable cheek riser that helps you achieve perfect SI-GOT alignment, reducing strain on your neck and head during prolonged use. In addition, the adjustable butt plate lets you fine-tune the rifle's length of pull for a more customized fit. These comfort-enhancing features are built in from the factory, whereas with an AR-15, you'd typically need to purchase and install aftermarket parts to achieve the same level of adjustability and comfort. Keltech SU16CA. Every rifle we've talked about so far has been on the pricier side of things. But let's say your wallet's a little light, and you still want something solid that stands apart from your typical AR. Well then, it's time to take a look at the Keltech SU16CA. This little rifle's got a real unique trick up its sleeve, an under-folding stock that swings down and under the rifle instead of to the side, like most folding types. That makes it real handy to stash in a truck, camper, or behind a seat. And get this, it'll still fire even when it's folded. That's mighty rare, especially for rifles in this price range. Now, the SU16 series has a few different flavors, depending on what you're looking for. Take the SU16B, for example. It's crazy lightweight at just 4.5 pounds, but still throws out that punchy 5.56 NATO round. Great for when you're covering ground and don't want to lug a full-size rifle around. Some models even have a pair of handguards that fold out into a bipod. No need to carry extra gear, that bipod's already built in and ready to go when you are. And here's another neat detail. Certain versions come with built-in magazine storage right in the stock, so you've got fast access to spare mags when it matters most. If you're wanting something that's lightweight, straightforward, and doesn't require a degree to figure out, the SU16 series delivers. And if you're trying to stretch every dollar without sacrificing reliability, it's hard to find a better value than this. It may not be flashy, but it's tough, practical, and knows how to get the job done. AK-47. If the only rifle you've ever pulled the trigger on is an AR-15, then shooting an A. K47 is going to feel like stepping into a whole new world, and in a lot of ways, a better one. This rifle was born out to post-war Soviet grit back in the 1940s. They needed something that could survive the harshest winters, the muddiest trenches, and the worst battlefield conditions. What they came up with was a firearm that's plain tough. You can drop it in the snow, drag it through the mud, and she'll still cycle like nothing ever happened. Now let's talk power. The AK-47 is chambered in 7.62 by 39 mm, a round that's bigger and heavier than the AR's 5.56 NATO. That extra weight gives it more wallop, more punch, and better knockdown power when it counts. One of the most overlooked parts of a rifle? The magazine. And here, the AK flat-out wins. Those mags are built from thick steel, with feed lips tough enough to chew gravel and spit nails. Whether it's rain, grit, or just rough field conditions, that mag'll still run smooth. Plus, the curved shape helps feed rounds better under pressure. Compare that to the AR-1515's magazine, usually made from pressed aluminum. It's light, sure, but it bends easy if you're rough on your gear. If your setup gets banged around, you might end up with feeding issues. That's why the AK's mag design earns it the edge. Now when it comes to customization, the AR-15 is hands down the modular king. You can swap nearly every part. But don't write the AK off. These days, there's a whole world of aftermarket upgrades for the platform too. Rails, stocks, triggers, you've got options. And then there's the price tag. If you're trying to build out your rifle setup without breaking the bank, the AK's gonna look real appealing. It usually comes in a few $100s cheaper than a decent AR, and that matters when you're stretching your dollar. Bottom line, if you're after a rifle that's affordable, tough as boot leather, and packs serious punch, the AK-47 is hard to beat. It may not have the polish of an AR, but in terms of raw value, it's a clear winner. CZ Bren 2. The CZ Bren 2 is another rifle that gives the old AR-15 a real run for its money. Controls feel mighty familiar if you're used to an AR non-reciprocating charging handle. Ambidextrous switches, the works, but this one's packing a few extras you just won't find on your standard AR. And that's what makes it stand out. For starters, it's got an extra set of controls for the bolt catch and release tucked right inside the trigger guard. That means quicker reloads when seconds count, and if you've ever messed with suppressors, you know gas systems can be a real pain. But with the Bren's 3-position adjustable gas regulator, you can tune it to run suppressed smooth as butter, no more gas blowback, clouding your face. The stock setups are just as flexible. Some models use an AR-style buffer tube adapter, while others stick with the Bren's own stock system. Either way, you've got choices. The stocks are built tough out of high-strength polymer, so they're light but durable, just the way folks around here like it. And they adjust easy to fit your shoulder right. If you're the type who likes to trick out your rifle, the Bren 2's got solid aftermarket support. You'll find handguards, furniture, and other parts from popular makers, so you can personalize it however you see fit. When things get nasty, rain, snow, or mud, the AR might start to complain, but the CZ Bren 2 just keeps on running. It's the kind of rifle that thrives in the backcountry and doesn't care if it gets dirty. So if you're looking to move on from your basic AR-15 and step up to something tougher, the Bren 2's well worth a look. SIGMCX. If you're still holding tight to the idea that the AR-15 is the best rifle out there, it might be time to meet the SIGMCX, a rifle that outshines the AR in more ways than one. First off, most ARs use a direct impingement system, which blows dirty gas back into the action. That means more carbon buildup and more time with a cleaning rod. The MCX? It runs on a short-stroke gas piston system that stays way cleaner and keeps running smooth, even during long shooting sessions. That system also does something else real nice. It reduces recoil, so your shots stay flatter and your follow-ups come faster, especially if you're running a suppressor. Comfort and handling? The MCX's fully ambidextrous controls put it ahead of most ARs right out of the gate. Lefty or righty, you'll feel right at home. And here's where things really get interesting: barrel and caliber flexibility. The MCX lets you swap between calibers like 5.56 NATO, 300 Blackout, and 7.62 by 39. Need to change the barrel length? You can do that in just a few seconds. Try doing that with a standard AR. Tight on space, the folding stock makes the MCX a breeze to stow in a truck, backpack, or behind a seat. Compare that to a bulky AR that won't fold up at all. Now let's talk durability. The MCX wears a PVD finish on the bolt and carrier group. That means it resists wear, rust, and just about anything else Mother Nature throws at it. Rain, mud, dust, it don't matter. So when you stack it all up, cleaner operation, smoother shooting, ambi controls, caliber swaps, folding stock, and tank-tough build, it's easy to see why the SIGMCX runs ahead of the AR-15. IWI Tavor X95. If you're hankering for a tight-handling rifle that don't cut corners on performance, the IWI Tavor X95 might just be the next iron you bring home. This rugged, no-frills bullpup hails from the Israeli front lines, and it's built like a brick outhouse with the brains to match. Let's talk numbers real plain. The whole thing measures just 26 inches tip to tail, yet you're still packing a full 16.5-inch barrel. That means you're getting all the ballistic punch of a rifle-length gun, but in a setup that maneuvers like a ranch dog in tight brush. And if you're the type who works in real close quarters, IWI's got short-barreled variants too, with barrels down around 13 inches, perfect for tight hallways or truck work. Now, if you're the sort who likes dressing up your rifle with extras, the X95 won't disappoint. The handguard comes ready with rail sections to slap on lights, lasers, foregrips, or whatever else suits your mission, and when you ain't using every rail, it's got polymer covers to keep things slick and smooth, no snagging your hands or catching on gear. One of the slickest things about this setup is how ambidextrous it is. Doesn't matter if you shoot right or left, the mag release, charging handle, and even the ejection port are all swappable. That's a level of out-of-the-box flexibility most AR-15s just don't give you. And this rifle ain't married to just one kind of round. The X95 lets you run it in 5.56 NATO, 9mm, or even 5.45 by 39 if that's your flavor. Whether you're training new shooters, running drills, or looking for a solid truck gun, this one's got options galore. Comfort, she's got plenty of that too. With 6 solid contact points, you'll feel steady and secure whether you're shooting from a stand, taking a knee, or peeking round cover. And that built-in flash hider keeps your line of S. I got clear when the muzzle's barking, especially in low light or tight quarters. Bottom line? The Tavor X95 is short where it counts, smart where it matters, and tougher than a $2 steak. If you're looking for a rifle that handles tight and punches above its size, this bullpup just might win you over and give that AR-15 of yours a real run for its money. FNC R1617. Looking to move up a notch in your rifle game? The FNC R16 and SC R17 are hard to beat when you're stacking them up against the old AR-15. Both rifles run on a short-stroke gas piston system, which is a big step up from the AR's direct impingement setup. That means you get cleaner shooting, way less carbon buildup, and you won't be scrubbing your bolt after every trip to the range. More shooting, less scrubbing, now that's a trade most of us will take. The SCAR-16 is chambered in 5.56 NATO, same as the AR, so you'll feel right at home there. But the SCAR-17 is the big brother of the two, running 7.62 NATO, and that gives you more punch-down range, more knockdown power, and a bit more reach when the target's sitting farther out. What really makes these rifles shine are the thoughtful features packed in from front to back. Both models come with ambidextrous controls, so whether you're shooting left or right, everything falls right where you need it. The adjustable gas block is another nice touch. Just flip it over for suppressor use or fine-tune it based on your ammo and conditions. One of the best parts? That folding and adjustable stock. Not only can you tailor the length to fit your frame, but you can also fold the whole rifle up tight for storage or throwing it behind a truck seat. It's rugged, practical, and built for real-world carry. The monolithic top rail gives you a ton of SP, a CE for optics, lights, or whatever gadgets you like bolted on. And it's all in one solid piece, so your zero stays locked tight, even if the rifle takes a few knocks along the trail. Recoil? Surprisingly soft. The SCRR's got a smoother impulse than most folks expect, making it easier to hold on target and squeeze off quick follow-up shots. It don't buck like a mule the way some 7.62 rifles do. This one's well-mannered. All in all, whether you go for the lighter 16 or the heavier-hitting 17, the FNC-AR line brings durability, precision, and comfort to the table. If you're looking for a rifle that goes beyond the AR without sacrificing reliability, the SCR's standing tall in every way that counts. So, is the AR-15 one of the most well-loved rifles across America? You bet it is. Folks trust it, shoot it, and swear by it. But let's not kid ourselves, it sure as heck ain't the only rifle worth a spot in your gun safe. The ones we've talked about today, they hold their own just fine. In fact, a bunch of them outdo the AR in areas like ruggedness, reliability, and good old-fashioned performance. So if you're feeling like stepping outside the AR world, these rifles are well worth your time. Each one brings something a little different to the table, and for the right shooter, they just might be the better fit. We sure appreciate you riding along with us today. If you liked what you saw, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming down the trail. Take care of yourself out there, and until next time, keep your powder dry and your aim true.